Hey, it's Dan Olds, and we have another 2025 Winter Classic Invitational Student Cluster Competition Studio Update Show. And today we're meeting the team from one of the teams from Cal State University Channel Islands, institution that's been sending a couple of teams, for 4 years now. This will be the fourth year. Fantastic. This is a team with a great name, Team baraCUDAs, with the CUDA part capitalized. Nicely done. How's it going today?
Okay.
Okay.
Let's run through and meet you. Let's start on the far left, my left. Rhythm, what's your deal?
My name is Rhythm. I am a sophomore right now, but next semester I'll be turning into my junior, so I am a semester behind with my academic year. But I really like Cal State, specifically CI,
Mm-hmm.
nice and quiet. And other than that, I have side interest with computing. With I worked a lot of positions with campus specifically user services, web services. So it's like my academic interest and my side interest too.
Is this your first exposure to HPC?
Yes.
Okay. What do you think of it so far?
I think it's going good. I'm learning a lot of stuff, a lot of stuff, specifically Linux, but
Yeah,
I hope to learn more as the competition goes ahead.
good. Good. And I think I don't know if you've seen this, but we do have Linux training up there now that we didn't have before. So use it as a reference, or if you're stuck on something, it's pretty comprehensive. In fact, it's too comprehensive, so I cut it back a bit. So Noah, what about you?
My name is Noah. I'm a computer science major at CSU CI, and I graduate next semester. And this is my first exposure to high performance computing, but I'm very experienced with Linux.
Oh,
And
good.
my hobbies are gardening, exercising, cooking, and social events. That's
Really?
pretty. Yeah.
Social events is a pretty wide category, man. You doing a lot? A lot of
Maybe
social events?
4 times a week.
Nice. Good. Get yourself out there. Next, we come to Devin.
Yep. Hello, that's me. I just transferred to Channel Islands last semester. Having a really good time here, but
Where'd you come from?
I actually came from Moore Park College.
Okay.
We've got a good computer science program over there. But I mostly got into computing stuff because I was really into like games and I wanted to learn how to make my own. But I just learned that I really like the puzzle and like the challenge of designing programs to run efficiently. So
Yeah.
good time in this competition so far.
I mean, that's something games have in common with HPC. They got to run fast.
It's like a hard requirement. It's like you got to hit that target, otherwise it's not really going to be like a good experience. So
Exactly. Let's see who is next. Kyron. That's right. Kyron. Sorry.
It's all good. This is my second semester here. I also transferred from Moore Park. I'm a computer science major. This is actually my first like exposure to Linux. I've done a little bit of high performance computing in a prior. We spent like 2 to 3 weeks like playing around with some clusters, doing our little batch codes. But this has been like very like educational in terms of like applying what I've learned in computer science to like actually seeing like a tangible product in a way.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing that you typically don't get in classroom stuff is that sort of hands-on throwing you into it pretty deep. And this stuff pays off in interviews because you're always going to get that question, what's the most difficult computing problem you've solved? Tell me something that frustrated you, that sort of thing. And it gives you a lot of war stories to be able to use.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least that's what we hope. And it seems to be working. So next up, we've got Daniel.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
This is my junior year at Chalmers. I transferred from Oxnard College. First time doing any extracurriculars, any opportunities outside of just normal learning. So I'm excited to be here. On my first exposure to HPC, Linux, all that sort of stuff. So I'm happy to apply my skills other than just theoretical computer science.
Good. Well, it takes a lot of time on your guys' part, and it's really going to pay off. Now, we have one remote student. Duck, tell us about you.
Hi, I'm Doug Lay. I'm a Vietnamese international student. This is my last semester as a senior. I've been exposed to HPC for the from last semester as part of in the SEC team.
Oh yeah, that's right. How'd you like that?
It's very good.
Good competition?
Yes, it's actually inspired me, which I'm building a home cluster right now.
Really?
Hopefully.
That is pretty cool. How many nodes?
Should be 3. It's a proximal cluster.
Okay, good. It's funny. Several competitions ago, I had a student say the same thing. He said, "I'm really trying hard to do this, just haven't been able to make it done." I said, "Well, are you using MPI?" And this was early in the competition. It was like, "What's MPI, dude? You got to use the MPI if you're going to be, doing this. HPC without MPI is just PC." And it's like a light suddenly went on. Oh, wait a minute. That's what that means. That's a library? Yeah. So that was kind of fun. Let's see, just looking over where we're at. You guys haven't seen these results yet, but I can tell you how you did on LINPACK, HPL, and HPCG. And for LINPACK, you were third. Nice job. Yeah. You came in at 96.88% of the top team. So really good. You also beat Nautical Processing on that by they came in fifth. So you got that going for you. On HPCG, you came in by 1/10 of a point. You came in fourth behind Santa Cruz, not third, but that's a pretty good score. And overall, you're sitting third. That's before the exam. So nice job. You guys got in and did that. How'd that go on your side?
Pretty good.
Yeah. What'd you guys think? Was it something that you guys found easy to do? I mean, you did a great job. You got great results.
Yes. That's helped a lot, especially with running Sloan job submission. So you can just schedule a bunch of job and then you can wait overnight for it to run.
Yeah, and it sounds like for you guys in the room that HPC is fairly new to all of you. And for some, Linux is pretty new, but it seems like you embraced it pretty quickly.
You guys want to talk about HPL first?
Yeah.
Yeah, HPL, at first we kind of walked into it a little blind, I want to say. Me and Daniel, we haven't really had much exposure to Linux or HPC. in terms of optimizing anything. So
Yeah.
it started off with a little bit of a learning curve, but once we were able to start tweaking some of the specifications and like seeing the results and the job completions, it became a little more exciting when we started to see like some progress, and then we saw some fallback and then some more progress. So there's a lot of trial and error.
I mean, a lot of it comes down to defining that problem, the size.
Yeah, definitely.
And the thing is that, and I think they told you this in the training, but it's not just science. There's an art there too, and it's machine dependent and depend on a lot of factors. But looks like you went through and you nailed that pretty well. How about HPCG?
So I was mostly working on that one myself, but I also got help from everyone on the team. And I have a little bit more familiarity with Linux because I've been using it for a bit. So a lot of it, I think what came down to for actual performance was the actual local domain size of the grid.
Mm-hmm.
As long as the problem size globally is some multiple of the number of processors on one of the EPIC cores, the work gets distributed in a way. Oh, right. There was CPU pinning. So we had a script. I wrote a little script to generate like a CPU pinning layout.
Yeah.
Distribute the tasks on each NUMA node of the EPIC processor. And so it would do that like in a round robin kind of way, where it would like go like cyclically through each node.
Uh-huh.
So I think that gave like maybe 10% gain. But the number one thing that like controlled the performance of the program is just tuning the local domain size, because I think that controls like how much memory is actually allocated for the process. Yeah, I did some other stuff too. Like honestly, originally I wrote, I recompiled the program with OpenMP enabled because I was wondering if multi-threading would have any effect, but it actually kind of tanked the performance, which I found very interesting.
Really? Okay.
I allocated like one node with 8 threads because I was like, maybe if I saturate one new node and have that execute the task by itself, that would give a performance increase. But actually, it was like maybe 10 times slower or 5 to 10 times slower, which is interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. That is interesting. You guys went in depth. And was this before you even got back on campus after the winter break? Yeah. That was bad scheduling on my part. I should have started this whole thing after the MLK week because I knew some schools weren't going to be back, but I didn't know it was essentially all of the schools. And I mean, there were kids out of the country and, different places and stuff. At least everybody had the same crappy deal. But that won't happen again. Oh, and by the way, in the history of HPCG in this competition, this is under the modified rules, it requires a specific problem size. Is because one team way back used a loophole and essentially made it small enough to where it all fit in memory or in cache. I forget which, but that yielded pretty good result. But I get a call on Sunday from the HPE mentor saying, we had something weird happen. We're talking about, I said, well, wait a minute. Is there a rule in there that forbids that? Well, no, but it's sort of a spirit of the competition. Well, yeah, but if we didn't have a rule, anticipating it, we got to go with it. And it sort of goes back to a saying that if you're not cheating, you're not trying. But that was fun. But now there are more rules in place, and you guys did a great job. What'd you think of the exam? I don't think you guys thought much of the training course. I don't know. I'm looking at just barely compiling those results.
It's the lecture is long, which we able to. We watch. It's just a matter that we don't have access to practice on hand.
I know. So 16 hours of stuff too.
It's all like theory.
Yeah, and I understand that. The other reviews have been pretty positive in terms of it as a learning experience and stuff. And let me tell you that in terms of time, it sucked as much for me, if not for you, on how long I was going through those videos to come up with the questions and make sure I had the right answers and all that kind of stuff. So you weren't the only ones in pain and having to learn. I got to too. You are going up with Oak Ridge next week. Have you all done your registration with them?
Yes.
Everybody at least received the email? Do it real soon. Because they need some days to get you accounts and all that kind of stuff. This is going to be a true challenge. I can't tell you much about it now, but it's going to be something you probably haven't seen before ever. So that's good, but no one else has either. But they do a great job of training and support, and you'll be running on a cabinet that's got the same configuration as Frontier, which is the number 2 supercomputer in the world in terms of size. So that's kind of fun, maybe even resume worthy. Any questions for me, comments, concerns, anything?
Nothing much. So
okay. Okay. Well, make sure you get your Oak Ridge registrations in, and we will go from there. Thank you for taking the time this morning. Really appreciate it. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Right.